Hi guys, good morning and happy Friday. As usual, I'm here to hold our weekly lesson, live lesson, that, as you know, today will be about the English tenses. And in order to have a general look at the English tenses, we will create together a concept map. So as usual, I wait a couple of seconds for you to come, and I please ask you to give me a feedback if everything is okay with the audio and the video. So good morning. I see that some of you are starting coming. Happy Friday to everyone. How are you today, guys? I hope that everything is going great. You spent a great week and now you are ready to spend a fantastic weekend. So as usual, can you please give me a feedback about your about how you see and you hear me, so that we can start with our lesson. Good morning, Alessandro. Okay, very good, and thank you for your kind feedback. So guys, as you know, today we will focus our lesson on the English tenses, and in order to do this, I will draw on the whiteboard that you see in my back the concept map, a concept map that will encompass, so that will include all the tenses that are in detail explained in my masterclass. Good morning. In the meantime, I say hello to the ones that started coming. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Berardo. Good morning, Oriana. And good morning, Laura. Welcome. Good morning, Laura Gagliardi and Laura Lipari. Welcome to this lesson. Good morning, Luca. Good morning. So I was saying that I will draw this concept map that will encompass all the tenses that I explain in my masterclass. In case that you have completed the path of the masterclass, this will be a great opportunity in order to have a generic and a complete overview on all the English tenses. In case that you haven't completed the study of the masterclass yet, don't worry, this will be something like a preview of what will come next. So take this lesson as a preview of what you will study during the masterclass path. Good morning, Mario. Good morning. So I see that now you managed to enter the group and follow my lesson, because last week you had a couple of problems. So I want to start because the things that we have to talk about today are a lot. Okay, so the topic of today are English tenses, concept map. I would like you to help me in the drawing of this map, because it will be a great exercise for you to revise these very important grammar principles. Good morning, Silvia, and good morning, Tiziana. I am at lesson number 6. Okay, Tiziana, so don't worry. As I told before, this will be a great preview for you. Good morning, Melania, and welcome. Okay, so as you know, in English, tenses can be divided in 3 main families, because here we have the families of the simple tenses. Then we have the family of the continuous tenses. And then we have the families, the third family. Which one is the third family? Let's see who remembers. Good morning, Eros. Welcome. So we have the first family, that is the family of the simple tenses. Then we have the family of the continuous tenses. And the third family is the family of the... I look at my mobile phone because sometimes I cannot see your comments. So let's see if I watch the live here. Okay, great. The family of the... Okay, so let's see who knows the family number 3, which is the third type of tenses that we have studied, or that you know that exist. The perfect, very good. We have the perfect family. Great. Okay, in the simple family, we have 2 different and specific type of tenses. We have the simple present, and the simple past. And then we will write the simple past. Let's see which are the main characteristics of the simple present. What are the main characteristics? So please start writing your replies, because I want you to use this lesson as a check, as a test of what you have learned so far. So the characteristic of the simple present is in the, first of all, we say that the simple present corresponds to our presente indicativo. Presente indicativo. It is used to express habits, right? The scientific realities, and timetable. Timetable means everything that is concerned with time. The train departs at 9:30, or the plane arrives in Milan at 5:30, and so on. So this is what mainly the simple present expresses: habits, scientific realities, and timetable. What we have to keep in mind as far as the simple present is concerned is that in the positive form, we just have to add S or ES to the third person singular. In the negative, in the negative tense, we use don't or doesn't plus the base form. And in the interrogative, we use what in the interrogative? Do or does plus the subject plus the base form, right? And then, of course, the question mark. So these are the main characteristics that you have to keep in mind as far as the simple present is concerned. And then another characteristic that is related to the simple present is that it always goes together with adverbs of frequency. Right? So it goes with adverbs of frequency. So these are the main characteristics of the simple present. Then we have another tense that is called simple past. But before going to the other tense, I would like you to write a couple of examples of tenses, of sentences that use the simple present as the main tense. So can you please provide me with some examples about sentences that have as a verb that is in the simple present tense? So I would like you to practice a little bit in the positive, negative, or interrogative form. So it's up to you. But provide me, please, with some example. So I wait for your example to come, and in the meantime, I start preparing the simple past. So are there some examples that you would like to share with me? So let's see if you have some examples to give me. So I provided you with examples like the train arrives at Milan Central Station at 5:30, or do you speak English on a regular basis? An example of interrogative. Or an example of negative is, I don't like pizza with vegetables. This could be an example. Laura says, every day I study. Remember that study is with you, not with A. Every Friday I study English with Monica. Very good, perfect. Every day I go to run. Very good, Berardo. I always wake up at 7:30 in the morning. Very good, Melania, you are a very morning person. Okay, great, very good examples. So let's skip to the second tense that belongs to the family of the simple tenses, that is the simple past. The simple past is very easy because, as we know, it let's say, it corresponds to the Italian tenses passato prossimo, ho mangiato, ho fatto, sono andato, or passato remoto, mangiai, andai. It expresses mainly an action ended in the past. An action ended in the past. And as far as the structure, can you see? Yes, let's make this. Sure, we have to know that in the positive one, we just have to add the regular verb plus ed, or irregular verb in the second column of the paradigm. In the negative, we have didn't plus base form, and in the interrogative, we have did plus subject plus the base form. Base form. So this is the main structure of the simple past. It expresses an action that took place and ended in the past, and we know when. So let's say that when is known. So we know when it took place, because as you know, it is something fundamental. When is known, quindi il quando si sa. In the regular form, we just add, with the regular verb, we had ed or just d. In the irregular verb, we just have to keep in mind the second column of the paradigm. In the negative form, we have to add didn't plus the base form, whereas in the interrogative, we use the auxiliary did before the subject. So this is something that we know, we should know, but this is the basic that we have to keep in mind. So in the meantime, I look at your examples about the simple present, that in the meantime that I give you the time to take notes. Daniele wrote, I don't want to go to work. Okay, Daniele, but I think that you should. Mario, my name is Mario. Okay, yes, it is a reality. So, of course, it is a perfect sentence in the simple present. And Melania, okay, just replied to Daniele. Great. So, now I would like you to provide me with some examples about sentences that use the simple past as the main tense of the sentence. And unfortunately, I didn't organize very much the space. What I want to write, in addition to this, are the words that we use with the simple past, because we said that with the simple present, we use the adverbs of frequency. Whereas with the simple past, which kind of words do we use in order to be forced to use the simple past? Which are the key words that always go with the simple past? With the simple past, we will use words like, and I write them here. I try to do it better with the second column. I hope to manage. The simple past goes with word like ago, that means fa, yesterday, last, and any kind of past date. So you have to know that these are the main key words that we use in order to accompany our sentence, where the main tense is, of course, the simple past. So, can you please provide me with some examples about sentences using the simple past tense so that we can skip to the second column that is about the continuous tenses. Okay, Melania wrote, I was born in 1977. Very good, Melania. Good example. I didn't go to the cinema yesterday. Fantastic, Laura. Perfect sentence. Very good, girls. Good examples and a good structure. Fantastic. I'm very proud of you. Very good. Okay, so once we have seen the main sentences, the main tenses, sorry, that belong to the simple family, now we have a look at the continuous family. In the continuous family, we have mainly two different verbs, kind of verbs, so tenses, that are the present continuous, and the past continuous. As you know, the present continuous is a tense that corresponds to the Italian sorry, I got confused with the other one. Okay. The present continuous corrisponds to the Italian structure, la perifrasi italiana, stare più gerundio. Stare più gerundio. In fact, it expresses an action taking place in the moment, in the very moment, so nel preciso momento, in the very moment, I am talking. So it expresses an action that takes place in the very moment I am talking. Okay. And in fact, it corresponds to the Italian expression stare più gerundio. But as a second use, the present continuous is used in English also to express something that is related to the future, because in fact it expresses a planned action for the future. Planned action for the future. A planned action for the future. And what do we have to keep in mind as far as the present continuous in terms of structure? In terms of structure, we just have to keep in mind that to create the present continuous, we use the present simple of the verb to be plus the other verb with the ing form, so in the gerund form. So this is the main structure that we can use for the positive, the negative, and the interrogative form. The verb to be plus the ing form. Another thing that we have to keep in mind is are the keywords that we use with the present continuous. And the keywords that we use with the present continuous are words like now, at the moment, at this very moment, the expression while, and then, of course, every kind of date for the future, because, as you know, it expresses also a planned action for the future. Now I see that you started writing examples about that. Very good. Daniele wrote, I am running to take the bus. Very good, Daniele. Good example. Sto correndo per prendere l'autobus. I am running to take the bus. Other example that you would like to share with me? So don't be shy and please write, because this could be a great test for you to revise all these tenses in one single block. Okay, so as we said, present continuous, stare più gerundio, and it expresses an action that is taking place in the very moment I'm talking, or a planned action for the future. Very similar to the present continuous, we have the past continuous. Past continuous. The past continuous corresponds to our expression stavo plus gerund, stavo più gerundio, and the Italian tense called imperfetto. Laura, if I remember well, it was Laura Lipari, asked me a very important question that I would like to explain to you now. So in the meantime, I want to read your sentences. I am studying English in this moment. I am writing a novel. Very good, Oriana. Great, Laura. Luca wrote, I am attending the lesson. Sto seguendo la lezione, sto frequentando la lezione. So Luca, remember, do not put the preposition at. I am attending the lesson without preposition because it is a transitive verb. I am writing a present continuous tense example. Great, very good, Melania. Okay, Nadia wrote, I am watching. I am, remember the verb to be, it is fundamental. I am watching online course of English lesson. Gabriele, I am eating an apple. Have a look at the lesson about the article, an apple, because apple starts with a vocal. Katia, I am planning to visit my parents. Very good. Perfect examples. So let's have a look at the past continuous because I have to provide you with a very important information about it. So as I told you, it corresponds to the Italian expression stavo più gerundio, stavo studiando, stavo mangiando, or our imperfetto, mangiavo, scrivevo, giocavo, and so on. It expresses an action that was taking place in the past, che si stava svolgendo nel passato, that was taking place in the past. And in order to create this tense, we have to know that we have to put the verb to be in the past, plus the verb in the ing form. So this is the verb to be in the past plus the verb in the ing form. Laura, in fact, now is writing, but do I use the present continuous with people present while I speak? So Laura, provide me with an example, because otherwise I'm not sure that I got correctly your question. So if you mean that, for example, you have to say during a meeting and you want to say to your colleague, ora stiamo analizzando I dati del prossimo semestre, yes, of course you will say we are analyzing the data of the next semester. So yes, of course, you have to use the present continuous also with the people that are with you while you are talking, because you are describing an action that is taking place in the very moment you are talking. And in the same way, you will use the past continuous in order to express an action that was taking place in the very moment you are talking about in the past. So I have created a video that you can have a look at on YouTube, where I create something like a metaphor. So I say that the simple tenses can be represented as a snapshot, as a picture, come una fotografia. Whereas the continuous tenses can be seen, let's say, as videos, because these tenses are static, whereas these two other tenses are dynamic. What do I mean? I mean that when I say something in the simple tenses, I am just saying something that is an habit, or in this case, as finished. In these other cases, on the other hand, I am describing something that has a very important involvement of the time. So time is very important here. In fact, I want to stress the presence of the time. So I want to make sure that these actions had or have a duration.
Se ti è piaciuto l'estratto di questa lezione, iscriviti al canale, attiva le notifiche, ma soprattutto, per saperne di più, clicca sul link in descrizione. Ci vediamo dall'altra parte!